Okay, in this video I am going to talk about the HTML files, basically understanding of HTML. What is HTML? Hypertext Markup Language, as it is known as. Let's not go into details of the history and etc. Let's go to the point. See, basically when you see a HTML file, basically the outline of the HTML file has been tagged like that. There's a HTML that is opening the HTML file, there's a closing, then there's a heading, there's a title, and if you put any text that would be appearing on the screen. Okay, then there's a head. Basically you can put the styles here, then you can put a JavaScript here, or you can put it in some other file and reference it here. The same with the cascading style sheets, CSS, that is known as. That also you can do it here. Now the body is mostly what wherever you are going to put the most of the text, and whatever the actually is the wherever the most of the thing would appearing from the would be appearing on the page. Okay, while the heading is somewhere where all the formatting like this cascading style sheets and other things like JavaScript, they are all done up here. Okay, now let's go and see one of the page what it does. Basically, if you see, let's forget the style right now. Let's see the body part of it from the very beginning. From here, the heading H1 stands for heading 1. Basically, when you say H1, there are 6 types of the headings in the HTML: heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, and heading 6. H1 is the biggest and H1 is H6 is the smallest one. Now whenever you start with the H1, if you specify, you are specifying the biggest heading that is going to be there, and you have to close it with a slash H1. All the tags have to be closed. Some of the tags may not create a problem in the HTML, but however, remember that thing, it may create a problem if it is not closed. Okay, now let's go and run this thing. Okay, now here is the, basically you could have written it align left equals paragraph equals align equals to left. Okay, align equals to center and class, this thing align equals to right and all that things, but usually not doing that thing. Okay, here it is a class, here's this thing. Okay, here it is. Okay, let's run it here. Okay, let's go and see first what is this thing. This is a paragraph, that is a class left. Okay, this is the class left. Okay, now as you can see, there is no class defined actually here for the class left, so there has to be aligned to the left, aligned to the right. Okay, so this has to be okay. Now let's run this thing and see it. Okay, this is aligned to the left. The first was the second one is aligned to the center, and the third one is aligned to the right. As you can see, there is space here. Okay, if I make a browser a little bit smaller, you can see the difference. Okay, now you can see this is centered. Okay, the first one is aligned to the left, and the second one is centered, and the third one is actually aligned to the right. This is what happens when you use a alignment, like in the paragraph tag you write align equals to right, align equals to center. Okay, now this is how you write basic HTML. Okay, now what basically is happening here in the first initial text is that I have defined a style. Okay, the style says I have defined as a red line. Okay, this is the name I have given it to it. Okay, and then the color is red and text decoration is line through. These are all actually the parameters that is already defined in the this thing HTML, and you can actually use this thing. These is actually mostly you would be putting into cascading style sheets later. Usually you can put it here also, not a problem, but usually you would be putting all these things in the cascading style sheet, and then you can use this thing as a class. Now okay, here in the very beginning, if you see, I have used this span class equals red line. What does it mean? It means span is used only when you want to create your inline style, and if you want to create it with a different underline, bold, all these things, decoration you want to do, you can use a class span. What happens is here is, if you see the paragraph, this is the paragraph, this thing is very normal, then the span starts with the red line, so it picks up from here and it uses this parameters for here. This features that is defined here in the red line has been actually put here. Then again I use the green line class in the second span, so this is what is put here. The first one line through, the second one is line through, first one is red and the second one is green. As you can see, the color has been red and the color is green, and it has been actually moved to this thing. Okay, let's go to page 2 HTML. Now here if you see, let's go and see the first important part, what important part it has. Okay, as you can see, there is a h1 is a heading 1, okay, h2 is a heading 2, and 3 and 4, and this is what has been defined in actually. Okay, and then there is I said I have put it the class equal to center. Okay, this is the class. So where I have defined a class, the class has been defined here. I have said p equals to center, okay, and then I have said text align equals to center. This becomes my class here, and then I can use this p in paragraph, that class equals to center. But naturally whenever I want, I can use this thing, and this will automatically pick up everything whatever has been defined here. This is the style. This is the style sheet. This will be going into the style sheet. If you want, you can put the name of the style sheet here. Okay, this is the doc type actually. This is the HTML doc type. This is the HTML4, and this is all of these things you have to put it there on the first line. Okay, now let's move to the, again if you see, I have put it the p class equals to left. Again the same thing defined up, you can see here in the style. Okay, the left align, right align, all these things. Now basically let's go to the see what the other things are. Okay, again p stands for paragraph. This is the order list. Okay, now if you want to use the order list, you have to say ol order list, and then you have to say list, and you have to close it with the ol order list. Similarly with the unordered list, you can use the same thing. Li stands for list items, and ul for unordered list, and again this thing goes on. Then there is a definition list. This is a little bit different. What it does is, basically when you say dt, okay, this would become the first item into the definition list. Okay, and dd is the sub item of the first item, and so on and so forth. If you see, this is how it goes on. Okay, let's run this thing and see it. Okay, here it is. As you can see, the heading 1 is the biggest and the heading 6 is the smallest. Let's go to the see, this is the order list. 1 2 3 it has been given. Okay, I have not actually said 1 2 3, it has automatically added this number. Unordered list has been bulleted, as you can see. Let's move to the third one. The basic order list is lowercase alpha, first, second and third. This is how the basic order list is. Okay. Let's move to the page 3. Now let's go to the this thing. Let's run the page and see first what it is. Then it is easier to understand. Okay, here is the one of the style I've created. Okay, and this is using a div. Div is actually used for the blocking of the text. Okay, let me explain one by one to you. Okay, whenever this is the first paragraph that says this is a normal paragraph, that's the first line. Okay, it doesn't have anything. Then I have defined a div as a class. Okay, again the same thing, I have defined it here as a bordered. Okay, border style solid. Again you can see the border style is solid. Given text align equal to center, this will be center. If I make it font size, I have given it 48. Color equals to blue, and then there is a text decoration that says underline. Okay, that's why you have an underline here. That's how it is. Now div allows me to define it actually separately as a block. Let's check it out what it is and see this paragraph and div. This has been, again the class is border because it has been using that style. Again the paragraph goes. Now let's write, and now here comes the different thing. Again I am using the B and a slash B. B stands for bold. Whatever text you want to put it in the bold, you can put it in the with the slash B slash B. Again the italics is the same thing. I, using the I between the tags between I, whatever you would putting it would be italics. As you can see here, here is a word that has been put in the italics. Okay, then there is a underline. If you want, you can check it out with the U and a slash U. Whatever text you would be putting is under that thing with the slash U, it would be underlined. Again, instead of using a head H6 or something, you could also have used small. This is a small text. Okay, this is a small text. You can have use it. This is a small text, and this is emphasized. As you can see, how is this is strong. Strong is very similar to the bold, as you can see. And then there is tally type monospace text. Monospace text is here, and then there is a strike through again, which will be actually, suppose if you wanted to show something that this price has been cancelled and there is a new price or something has been cancelled, and you want to, you can use this thing. This is a very good thing to use against those cancelling the old price and putting up a new price. Then again this text is emphasized with the underline. Okay, and this is how you use a special character. I will come up with this thing into the special character the next video. Okay, I'll just end it here.